We got a theme song now. This will be our opening song. That's good. Spark Master Tape for life. Whole world wearing masks. Anyhow, welcome to the NoMask podcast channel. My name is Daniel Lakovic, and I am your host today. And I'm happy we have a theme song, an opening song for our podcast now, and we have a YouTube channel. So feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Feel free to press the like button. Feel free to press share. I'm sure somebody who doesn't know who I am would like to hear what I have to say. I'm sure a whole bunch of people wouldn't like to hear what I have to say. But either way, that's okay. We're all different individuals in this world, and we're all entitled to our own opinion. And try and respect everybody's opinion, because I know that there's not just one truth. When there's a situation between multiple people, there's multiple truths. Their truth is true. My truth is true. Even if we differ in opinions, I know I can't ever say that they're wrong, because they're right in their own accord. And that's what today's episode is about. And I'm going to try to use my words tactfully here, because this could be a very sensitive subject. I'm going to have a sip of this before I tiptoe across this plane. But I think our world runs really backwards in most or all respects. Now I'm just going to say it. I feel like they feed us a bunch of complete falsities to keep us controlled, keep things running how they want things to be running, which doesn't give us much of an advantage, because we all know there's financial indifference, and the people who have all the money have all the power, and they get to write all the rules, and they get to say how things go. And we like to believe in democracy and all that stuff, but try being equal with zero money. Let's see how far that gets you. But how am I going to put this into words? They like to give us an illusion. I wrote down some notes here. First time I actually wrote some stuff down before the show. They like to give us an illusion of choice. We like to think that we're free and we have free will and we could do as we wish and as we please. But if I really look deep down, I know that that's not true. They have us pitted against each other in this fake competition, and it revolves around so many fake ideas that we think it's normal. We think this is a normal way of life. We all grew up in this type of world and this economy and this entrepreneurship, enterprise America, and we're all in it for ourselves, and we're trying to get what we can out of the world so we can move up and live a better life. But it's all bullshit. It is all not real. Deep down here, I know that it's deplorable to function like this on a level, on any level. And I've been doing it my whole life, and I'm upset about it. One, I'm upset that everybody else has to do it too. And I just want better for everybody. Because I know that I only have a couple good friends. And that's wild. And I don't need family. I got some family. I got Jacob. He's my brother. And, I feel like we're in competition with each other for some weird reason. Which I'm never in competition with you. I didn't know if we were in competition together. I'm trying to help you. But, he doesn't want me to talk about him on the podcast. We'll get to that later. But, like the idea of racial indifference, these people are better than these people, or these people are better than these people. And we function like that for our whole history as a civilization, from all in the history books and everything. And that's not true. Everybody's equal. Everybody has 100% the same amount of ability to enact their free will and have their pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and all that bullshit they try to feed us that we really don't have, because there are so many stipulations. Racial indifference is one. Sporting teams, one guy against the other guy, they keep us in competition with each other. Different political points of view, red team, blue team. I'm red team, I'm right. Blue team's fucking wrong, man. So, I'm red team all the way. So, down with the blue team. They actually assassinate people from the other teams. And we're all the same. We're all part of the same thing. There's no teams. There's no red team, blue team. It's not real. It's a lie that we swallow. We've been force fed. Indifference in gender. Males are more powerful than females. Females are more this than males. And that's a lie in itself too. We're all equals. We're all the same. Pro-feminism or pro-misogyny, or it's all bullshit. We all have the same infinite, variable traits. I can act in an infinite amount of ways. So can a female. We're 100% the same. And then religion, we got all these teams fighting against each other. This one's right. They believe they're right. That means they believe everybody else is wrong. And then these people think they're right, and they think everybody else is wrong. It's another lie and I think that's the big one. I know that to be the big one. Now, there's nothing wrong with religion. Religion can be good. It can be useful. It can be good to get together and find spirituality together. That's what this is about. This whole podcast is about spirituality. If anybody didn't know, the whole podcast is spiritual in nature. It's all about how we interact with each other and what that means on a spiritual basis. But if they're making us say that this guy's wrong, their religion's wrong, and we're right, and they're saying that they're saying it too, and I'm saying it too, it's just another lie that they've been feeding us, man. They do things like edit books out of the Bible, and they changed it, and removed the things that talk about the real truth, which, Jesus talked about, and I'm sure Muhammad talked about, and, that the kingdom of heaven is within us, that we are directly connected to God at all times, not after death, not to be earned, not to be sought after, although we should seek to improve our contact, especially in the world that we live in today, where we're pushed away from that idea of gnosis. Gnosis is my word of the week, Gnosis. If you don't know what it means, look it up. Gnosis, Gnosis. Because I know that I'm a child of God, or a child of the Creator, or the child of Source. It runs through me, and I'm a part of the whole. I'm a part of creation. And I'm not any religion. I've studied most religions. I've read a lot of the books. And I can tell you that I found the same spiritual truths to be underlying in all the books. maybe religion isn't the best thing. I'm not calling it bad, but if they're willing to, I don't know who they are, but if they're willing to, the elite, if the elite are willing to push us to be in competition with each other, to separate us from our Creator, so we're at war with each other in a world where we're attempting to find God, find our spiritual selves. The religious institutions might not be all that That seems kind of dark, if you ask me. That means I go to church, and I've been to many churches. I went to Catholic school. I go to all kinds of churches, non-denominational, all kinds of stuff. And I put $1 in the basket, and it goes to the preacher and the institution, which is the business. It's a non-taxable corporation. It is a corporation. I don't know. They like to call it tithing. I was tithing. I wouldn't give it. I don't know. But if God was already present in my life and I didn't know it, or I didn't realize it because I was pitted against my fellow man, I don't need to give $1 to the guy who's talking up there, reading out of the book that has been edited. I don't know, man. But the problem is we're divided. And the problem is we accept this as a normal way of life. When we're all in competition with each other, when we should all be working together. And it's been disheartening for the past 42 years, man. I know everybody's got their agendas and everybody wants to try to get their lives where they want it to be. And all rights to them, man, but it's been a long struggle. So I don't, it's up to all of us to either continue with the, hi, what's up, little Mousers? You want to be on the podcast? You're on the podcast. I don't know, it's up to all of us to continue to eat the shit and vote for the next asshole that's gonna, he's gonna be the best we ever had, or he's gonna ruin the country, or he's just another one of us with a little more money and a little more influence. So they find him useful. I don't know. I'm not pro-Trump. I'm not pro-Obama. I'm not pro-Bush. I'm pro-God, and I'm pro my fellow man or woman, because we're equal, and my fellow cat. It's up to us, because I think we all know deep down that this fucking financial system is some bullshit. Come on, get your ass on my face, man. Come on. I can't possibly make enough money to not work anymore or something, and all the rap songs that they play are telling us that we need to become millionaires. Come on, get your ass on my face, man. Come on, go right down here. You're a good cat. And I'm not worried about any of that, man. Come on, you gotta move your ass. You go that way a little bit. I'm not worried about any of that. If I have a prayer about money, it's that I get just the right amount that I need, and I like to live a nice life. So I hope that's that's a decent amount of money. But look at the inflation rate, man. They just keep jacking it up and keep jacking it up. There's nothing that drives it other than a decision. Somebody, somewhere, sitting at some table says, all right, we need to make the value of the dollar less or more. It's on us. It's up to us to notice it be aware and want better for all of us, because we're all equal, man. We don't, I don't have any kids, thank God. I don't want any kids, not right now anyhow, but I'm getting old, so I don't know if I want to start ever, especially in this kind of world, because I couldn't imagine what a gallon of gasoline is going to cost 20 years from now. It's $4 a gallon for the premium to put in that fucking car. It was $2 when I was a kid. Cigarettes were $20 a carton. Now they're $100 a carton. Come on, baby, come on. But if the true statement is that I was born of the Creator, a little piece of this is in me. The spark, it gives me life, it gives me essence, it gives me consciousness, which is infinite in nature. I could act in an infinite array of ways in the next moment, an absolute infinite number of ways. So if I have the infinite nature in me, I have the infinite Creator in me, that means I'm sovereign in my own accord, and I could do anything that I put my mind to. And that goes for all of us. And why are we eating so much shit? Because, we all love ourselves. And if everybody's equal, that means we all love each other just as much, right? Just, we're all due respect. With all the same due respect we all want for ourselves, and equally want for everybody else. So out of at least a responsibility to everybody else, we should want to live a little better on this planet, because it's backwards, man. We're not supposed to be in competition with each other. We're supposed to be neighbors. We're supposed to all be neighbors. We're supposed to all be family. We're supposed to work like the ant colony and just all chip in and live an abundant life. And we don't even need money. There's no reason to have money. We just need to build the stuff, which we already do. And then we just got to distribute the stuff, which we already do. And we just got to go to the store and get the stuff, which we already do. And we just got to take it back to the living domicile, which we already do. And what we don't do is we kind of covet most of our stuff and protect it with a right to bear arms, which they took mine away because I got caught with a small amount of substance. It took away my fundamental right as a human being, which I find deplorable, and I'm upset about it. And I don't even like guns, but I've been shot by one. I really don't like guns, but I'm upset that they took my rights away, because that means that I don't have any rights. It means I am not in control of my own life. It means someone else is in control of my life, which means I'm a slave, and so are you. But anyhow, I'd like to take a moment right now to ask everybody to like and share, because if anything, they're going to throttle down my video, and that's some trash too. I got this freedom shirt because I have none. My first tattoo was freedom. I don't know if it's backwards because the camera, it should be right, but freedom. This is my first tattoo that I got in prison when they took away my freedom. But little did I know, I was young and ignorant, and I never had any in the first place. But little meowsers, you have freedom. You have real freedom. But I find it disheartening that we're all pitted against each other in this economic battle of inequality. And we're all equal, and we all have that equal portion of the Creator inside of us while we're inside of creation. And that's the truth that I know to be real while we live this lie that we've been fed. And that's what the NoMask PodCast channel is about, because we're all wearing masks trying to fucking scam each other for the money. We're trying to look our best so we can get as much favor as we can so we can get the money. That sounds very devilish, to say the least, Oh no, don't you turn that off. We're still recording. I think I got to change that on the computer so it doesn't shut the screen off. I'm going to put on some electric blues music because I be loving it now. And I'm going to start a band. We're starting a band. We're going to sing about all the stuff I'm talking about right now, how it's all about the money. I hate money. Money makes the world go round, not inertia. But if the world's flat, which it might not even be round if they'd be feeding us this many lies, who knows? But on to some fun stuff. Katie for the cars. She sells cars. I hooked my dude Mito up with her to get a car, and she got him financed even though he's not even a citizen. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. And I got me a referral check for $100. Go fuck with Katie, even though she doesn't even read my fucking messages, and I should be telling her to fuck off on camera, because that's pretty shitty and selfish, and you wonder why I say the things I say about you. And I will say that you have some fucking issues, and I find it disrespectful that you don't read my fucking messages. You know, maybe I'm not valuable or something. Maybe I'm not willing to pay your bills or something, or what is it? Because we're equal. Any plight that you ever had in your life, I've probably had or have, so whatever, bro. See if I refer anybody else to you. Anyhow, Jacob Hook, he doesn't want me to talk about him on the podcast, so naturally, I enjoy my free will and my freedom, so naturally I'm going to do the exact opposite and talk about him on my podcast. I said something about him misappropriating some company funds while I was in jail, and he was running the business, and kind of spoiled some things between us, and he didn't even realize that he did it because it was involving one of his ex-girlfriends, and it's no secret, so I can talk about this in public for sure, that Jacob's my brother. I love him to death, and I'll do anything for that dude. And I've done much for that dude. But everybody knows, I was told it from other people when I first met him, that when he has a girlfriend, he sucks as a human being towards anybody else that's in his life. And me being the closest person in his life, or at least I was, I can attest to that firsthand. So I'm just going to tell the story of me and Jacob, and it's a good story. It's a lot of good stuff. I met Jacob when I was doing group at a treatment center, and I was going there and I'd do group and try to help the guys or try to stay sober or whatever. And when I met him, he's sitting on the floor in his room, and they're reading demonic books on the floor. They're reading like all these occult books, and I'm into reading some of that stuff. I like spirituality in any form that I could read and learn and try to assess and implement into my understanding of what this reality is. And so naturally we started clicking a little bit and whatever, and he was like really into that stuff back then. He might still be, who knows. Really doesn't talk to me that much anymore. But then it came upon me to offer him a job one day when he's still in the facility. I remember I think it was in a dream or something. And so I drove and I went to the meeting that he was going to be at, and I told him, I was like, dude, something came over me to offer you a job. And I'm a jeweler. I make nameplate. I'm not really a jeweler. I'm more like the caricature guy at the festival who draws them funny pictures of you in 5 minutes. And you got a big head and a little car, That's more of the kind of jeweler that I am. I make a name in 5 minutes. So I'm not a real jeweler. I'm selling jewelry, but it's more like the caricature guy. So Jacob, we're the caricature guy at the festival. We're the old creepy dude at the festival who's drawing caricatures of little children. But anyhow, he doesn't even watch my podcast, so that's weird. Anyhow, so I offered him a job, and magically 2 days later he got kicked out of rehab. So I thought it was a sign from God, or maybe it was him doing it. Who knows? And then he went to a different place. He went to Rob's place. People know Rob, and the roofer man. And then I started picking him up for work. He didn't have a car, and I started driving him out to the store. I opened up a second store, and we put him out there, and we trained him, and he was doing good. And instantly he had a girlfriend, and then he got in trouble at the rehab for the girlfriend, I remember. And then he was really good at work, and he was pretty good at his job, and he gave a lot of effort, and he learned, and our trade is quite profitable, so it was good. It was going good. I took care of him really good. What is this crappy music? I don't know what this is, but we're changing it. And then it seemed like how do I put this? Wasteful to let him stay at Rob's house. I had a room open in my house in Lakewood, and it would have been a lot easier to take him to work if he lived with me. And so I talked to him about it, and I said, look, this is my house, and you could rent that room. And we were not equals in the house at first. And and then he moved into my house, and then he worked with me, and we worked together, and we became really close, and we became best friends, and we became brothers, and then he was like any new sober guy, like not well developed, which is much further along now, which I did my best to try to instill some things in him, whatever I had learned in my life. So what comes with that is, financial adultness came later than it came sooner. I was hoping that he would work his way to a vehicle sooner than later, but no. So I found a cheap vehicle. I bought a vehicle for him, and he paid it off, and he paid it off pretty swiftly. And that kind of happened for a few years where, I didn't allow him to be as responsible for himself as I probably should have, enabling or whatever you want to call it, but just trying to help the dude and relieve the burden of me having to take him to work. So it was duly motivated, but that happened a few times with a few different situations, yada, yada, yada. And then we're like, he's dating somebody in Cincinnati now, remember? And he'd drive 3 hours there every weekend. And, like I mentioned before, when he has when he's in love, that's his priority. And so everything else is falling to the side because it's not priority. And it was frustrating. And he'd drive all the way down there for a weekend or something, and he would clean her place, but not clean our home at all, and stuff like that. He'd appropriate all his money over there and not appropriate any money over this way. He pays rent and stuff. Everything was cool with all that, but maybe I'd like to have groceries in the fridge and stuff. What the fuck was that beep? I don't know what that even did. Anyhow, but it was all right. I could deal with that. And then we're going to grow the business. So I was like, all right, we're going to grow the business, and your end game, he kept calling it, was Cincinnati. Well, we'll start moving down that way. I could move to Columbus, and we'll live in the middle of the state, and we could open up all the malls. This is a decent plan. Sounds like a good idea, especially since he was headed in that direction anyway. So we went down there. Columbus was gay. It sucked. It was nice. We lived in a nice house. The rent was ridiculous. And then, yeah, it was good. And then I met Jasmine, and then I went on a cruise. I had this old 10-year-old warrant from Florida for this little misdemeanor that they wouldn't transfer my probation back up here, and I was all homeless down there, and I'm like, I'm going back to Cleveland. I at least have resources there. And then you transfer up there, and they're like, no, we won't transfer it. I'm like, bro, I'm homeless and hungry. I'm going. And so they wouldn't resolve that warrant for 10 years. But I went on a cruise with Jasmine, and when we pulled back up to the port, customs agents stormed the boat. There was like 5 of them, and they fucking found me, and they arrested me in front of about 1,000 people who were nicely dressed. And it was a little embarrassing. It was a little cool too, because I got fucking arrested by customs agents. That's pretty cool. And I had to do 4 months in jail. When I was in the back of the cop car, the cop was cool. He let me use my phone. I got a picture. I took a picture. I called Jacob, and I sent him $10,000 to run the company because I didn't know how long I was going to be gone. I had no idea what they were about to do. I thought they were going to let me out a lot sooner than they did, but they wanted to give me a year after I bought a lawyer. They're real cunts down there in Florida. And so I ended up getting 6 months. I already had 2 in, so I had to do 4, and I sent them $10,000 to run the company. And while I was locked up, and we had multiple stores open this time. We had payroll. We had a ridiculous house rent. I had all my bills, all kinds of stuff. And then, like I mentioned in the other episode, some money got appropriated in other places that he deemed important and my priority, and it's cool, man. It's not that big a deal, man. It's not like it was theft. I can understand your thinking and logic, man, but it was time for Jacob to be a man on his own, right? And then so we when I got out, I said, all right, on to Cincinnati, on to Dayton, and we got him Dayton Mall open. He moved to Dayton, and then they broke up. It was wild. And then he's moved back to Cleveland after Dayton Mall, and I'm like, oh fuck, now I'm just down here in Columbus for no fucking reason. So, and then moved back to Cleveland, and then me and Jasmine break up, and everybody shuns me for some fucking reason, which I can't fucking fathom. Other than they've been sold a bag of bullshit, because I'm not out here causing harm to nobody. I've never lied to anybody. Feel free to comment if I've lied to you. Anybody, I want you to comment and tell everybody the story about how and when I lied to you. And I know there's not going to be one comment on there. It's not going to cause harm to people, and if I do, I do. It happens, and I try to notice it, admit my wrongs, see how I can make it right. Things I was taught in the program Alcoholics Anonymous, which I still utilize all them principles today on a daily basis, and that's why I have a great life. Honesty, purity, unselfishness, love, and being a dick. That's all I got. I need to be all 5 of them things as much as I can, and things are going to be all right. But, Jacob, I love you. I don't know. The story's not done. Anyhow, so we moved back. He moved up here. We got him in a mall. I moved back up here. Before that, I done fired everybody because, and Jacob, you're the only one who didn't really get fired. I tell everybody I fired you, but you didn't get fired. You're the only one who was an asset, who was valuable. Everybody else, I fired everybody and closed all the stores right before I moved up here because of all the Hanines and because of all the Omars and because of all the Sammys and because of all the motherfuckers who wanted $1 million to sit in a chair and do nothing. I had my fill, and so it was unprofitable. I didn't make any fucking money, Jacob. I lost money. I'm in fucking debt. I'm starting to come out of it, thank God, after firing everybody so I could actually make money again. The more people that we put on, the less and less money I made. And you made a lot of fucking money. I made sure to take care of you right. Like a lot of money. And so if I feel like you're in competition with me or something, like because I did you wrong or something, maybe. I don't know how I did you wrong. I don't know. Anyhow, so in November, Jacob was the last person to be alleviated from any partnerships with me, and I helped Jacob open up his own store. Even though he's on a non-compete agreement, he signed a non-compete agreement. I have this non-compete agreement. I sold him a store for really cheap and let him move in a city that's in the same city as me, which I could have not wanted that, but you're my brother and I love you and I want you to do well and live a good life, and there's only 20 people in the country who can do what we do, and that's a rarity, and we like to keep it that way. And so competition is something that we don't have unless we want to, and so competition I see you as not. And I want out the jewelry business anyway. I'm sick of this shit. I've been doing it for 20 years. I can't sit in the mall and eat bourbon chicken anymore. Jeremy, I don't know how you do it. Not Jeremy Collis, but Jeremy Collis, I love you. Jeremy McRue. Bourbon chicken is disgusting, but I eat it all the time and I can't stand it. And I want all these jewelry stores, man. I want all the malls. That's what this is kind of about, although it'll be a while before I'm making good money on this, but it's going to pop if everybody shares it, because they should, because we've all been lied to, and we need to get the awareness out there a little bit, and they're going to throttle me down. So please share it. Just like and share it to your feed, and be like, hey, check this out. Please share, because I'm willing to take the heat, because I know that God's on my side, and I can't be touched. And as long as I'm moving with that, I'm going to be all right. So I'm willing to take the heat. Press share. Come on with it. But if I call you from jail or something, I might need bailed out. Just kidding. Yeah, no, I don't know. And so now Jacob's got his own store, his own business, but he changed the name on it because we were going to use Admire My Wire on his store too. He agreed it was smart, and then he changed it without asking me into his own. And he wants to be his own man in the world, and he's always been. And we've always been equal. Never one better than the other. I'm older, I have more experience, I've done more things, I have more knowledge. Sure, that comes with it. If I was another 20 years older, I'd have even more. If you're older than me, you'd have more. But we're all equal. But still the same truth though. I only really have a friend if it's during business hours, and if it's after business hours and you're with the girl, you don't even read my texts, you don't really respond. So this is what it is. I know who Jacob be. We'll bring awareness to it, I shall. And it's not like I'm saying anything anybody doesn't know unless they've been fed a different story, which is possible. Who knows? Everybody's got their own side of the story, or some people lie and make up stories. But I don't know what's going on out there. Nobody tells me shit about myself or what they heard, because we're all in competition with each other, which isn't real. Because if I got it, you got it. Up to a point, because if it's like 3, 4, 5 times, then I'll be like, look, man, you just cost me too much money, man. I ain't even trying to fuck with you. You know who you are. I don't know. I love all you guys. I hate this world, this competition that we got ourselves in, because it's exhausting. I've been working my life away to try to pay the bills and make ends meet. And it's exhausting. It's thoroughly exhausting. And this whole time I've had to study and grow spiritually so I could become the type of person who can help others in a real way. And this is the real way. But no, career change coming soon. It's going to be great. If anybody's looking for a mentor or a life guide, or a sponsor, but it has nothing to do with Alcoholics Anonymous, because you people are way too fucking judgmental. Because I classify myself as a normal person who could say no to things. I'm ostracized and pushed to the side of the community. Daryl, your ex, I can't remember her name, who didn't get invited to Aruba, or almost did. It was cool. We vibed for a minute, man, and then ostracized. But I don't see why. If I'm not causing anybody any harm, not causing you 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 any harm, I'm trying to help all you at my expense. Because me talking about this shit is probably not the most healthiest decision that I've made. But, we got to be aware. We got to know. And that's it. Katie, thanks for the $100. Thanks for hooking homeboy up with a car. If you need a car, go holler at her. She's at Right Way Auto. Am I happy with the treatment that I've received from you? Not quite. No, not really. But we're all human. We're all pitted in this game of competition against each other, and I get it. I'm sick of it. That was the NoMask podcast, episode 13. Check us out on YouTube. Press the subscribe button. Share it to some friends. There's no episodes on there yet, but please press subscribe. I'm going to get them on there as soon as I figure out how to load them up on there. And I made my first reel. It should be out there somewhere, reeling around. And God bless. I love all you guys. Shouldn't be long before I'm bigger than Joe Rogan. Later.